Hello everyone, it's your girl Riku Keyblade Master back once again with another urgent news piece. Now we all know Trump is no stranger to abusing his power of presidency, which eventually caught up with him. However, the pardoning power that he's been abusing like hell, there has been, rumors that Trump would use it on himself and his family. And they just said that there's no clear answer in the Constitution as to whether or not a president can do that. However, if they do let him do that, that just shows that, hey, as long as you know somebody, or as long as you ran for higher office and you just declared pardons, you can get away with anything. So essentially what I'm saying is, Trump might or might not pardon himself. He might pardon his family, but as far as himself, I don't know. More than likely the snake in the grass will probably do that. Because Richard Nixon was thinking about doing that until his advisor said, just resign, man. You got yourself backed into a corner. So Richard Nixon was almost gonna do it. Almost gonna test that out. But he didn't. Instead, he took his advisor's advice and turned in a letter of resignation. And honestly, going back to what I said about on national TV, how Trump likes the attention, well, this time, he's not going to like this one. Having to admit that he has, to quote Harold Hill from The Music Man, I can't go. Because for the first time in my life, I got my foot caught in the door. Meaning, the scam artist finally got caught. And he saw no way out. So he just gave himself up. Honestly, as far as the pardoning power goes, this is what I think. I think you should only use it on, for good reasons, not just pardoning, whoever you want for the sake of whatever. Like how Kim Kardashian reached out to Trump and asked about pardoning the Tiger King. She said, can you please pardon the Tiger King? I know he's not responsible for his wife's murder. Which, bullshit. Bullshit. Seriously, think about it. If I were Trump and I got my foot caught in the door, I was backed against a wall, let's just say I would just resign right there and be like, okay, you got me. Like Rodney J. Squirrel from Squirrel Boy. I surrender. Do your worst. And especially, even if he does pardon himself, that doesn't stop Iran from coming to get him. That doesn't stop Iran from coming to get him. Or killing him because of what happened to Qasem Soleimani. The drone strike. For those of you who are just joining in, and are like, whoa, wait. Trump ordered a drone strike on Qasem Soleimani? When did this happen? Well, that's why I'm telling you. That's why I'm telling you all this. And that is exactly why Iran has an arrest warrant out for him. I mean, seriously. Give me a break. If they let him pardon himself, that right there just shows. The thing is, I don't want him to get away with it and use the excuse to pardon himself, because that, like I said before, that means that America has lost its roots and has turned into a region where, as long as you know people and have good connections, you can essentially get away with whatever you want. And man, there was a reporter talking to a bunch of people. My grandma was watching this one thing where there was a reporter talking to a bunch of people, and the reporter said something about, well, Trump has the right to do whatever he wants, and the girl that he was talking to was like, no. Unfortunately for you, we have a constitution, and we have to honor it. But they forgot to write a section for if the president gets in trouble, whether or not he can pardon himself, depending on the crimes. I don't believe they should be able to pardon themselves at all. As for, like, their family members, yeah, if they were accomplices, then, yeah, I don't see why you should give them a pardon. Only give the ones that weren't even a part of your scheme a pardon. To quote Scooby-Doo Monster of Mexico, oh, please leave her alone. She only did what I asked her to do. I'm the guilty one, not her. By the way, that movie is one of the best. If you have not seen it yet, you may have been living under a rock. A serious rock. Like, you definitely have been turned into Patrick Star. Oh, man. I'm sorry I keep bringing you up, Patrick Star, but man, there's a lot of comparisons to do with you. And you're just as stupid and as entitled as Trump. In the later seasons of SpongeBob, that's all he ever did. Was, like that episode where Patrick thought he was a king. And it turned out to be Gary who was the one. Patrick literally abused his power and just took whatever he wanted just because he could. And don't even get me started about the episode with his sister. Don't get me started about that one. So basically what I'm trying to say is, I know there's a lot of comparisons I can throw in here, but I mean, you guys get the idea. I do not believe that the president should pardon himself if the crimes were, you know, petty crimes, small crimes, like small ones. Not even those. Not even those. Even if they were harmless. You know what I'm saying? So, my answer is no. Trump should not be allowed to pardon himself, because that just shows us, the American people, that if you know someone who has high powers, or unless you're filthy fucking rich, then that means you can get away with whatever the fuck you want. America really does need to get back to its roots. As a respected country with less rules, I'm looking at you, FCC, FTC, and COPPA. I'm looking at you three groups specifically. Seriously, you should not be the ones dictating our lives. You should not be the ones dictating our lives when you know you can't even dictate your own. So leave us, the American citizens, out of it. And just let us go back to the way things used to be. Before you fucks got heavily involved. Not even funny. I'm being serious here. One thing Joe Biden, if you're listening, please fix Article 230 so it can go back to the way it was, so we don't have to be pressured and restricted as much as we are. You do that, and you'd be making a lot of people's lives a hell of a lot easier. Especially people with many types of disabilities. I mean, think about it. And if you think about it, too, you'd be making it easier on yourself, because you yourself, if I remember correctly, you yourself have at least a couple of disabilities. Like stuttering and losing your train of thought and a lot of other things that are definitely debilitating. So I'm with you there. If you fix the internet and let things go back to the way they were, you'd be making everyone with disabilities and everyone else, as well as yourself, a hell of a lot happier. So please, I ask you, please, please, please help us out. Pretty please. With sugar lumps on top. But yeah, that's all I got to say for now. I'm sorry that this video dragged, but I wanted to get everything out. And to those who say that Trump can pardon himself and he should be allowed to get away with anything that he wants, then those people have no idea what it's like to suffer consequences for your actions. Because it's more than likely those people never suffered consequences for their actions, or only little consequences for their actions. But yeah, until next time, I have been Riku Keyblade Master. Comment, rate, subscribe to become a Keyblade wielder, and stay awesome as usual. I love you guys. Peace. Mwah! And as far as the capitals go, even though there are many more reinforcements now, I still would not underestimate the protesters. You have to stand ready for anything. I agree with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and everyone else who said, you know what? We should have been prepared for this. There was no excuse why we weren't. And I mean, how the hell were they supposed to know that there were traitorous cops working as Capitol Police? Traitor! And I'm greeted by an immigration officer with the last name Sanchez. Traitor! Sorry. Fluffy joke. Oh, man. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Love you guys. I'll talk to you next time.